Hello my friends, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald, the LifeRegenerator, and I'm just wanted to make a video to catch up. I've been real busy. Went to the Raw Spirit Festival. That was pretty cool. Met a lot of great people. For some reason I didn't sleep for 2 days, so I don't know what that was. Lots of energy going on around there, so it was cool. I learned a lot about my either I need to learn how to public speak, or I need to just be a YouTuber, because although I'm fairly entertaining, I think at times, and just even like the other night over at one of Lou's talks, I'm just very entertaining. No matter what I'm talking about, I could be talking about the most serious thing and I seem to be entertaining. That's just what everyone says. But anyways, I'm glad to be here. I might just stick to the YouTube and forget about the public speaking. It wasn't the greatest talk that ever was, although people do say the same thing. You're more real. It was one guy was very nice. He just kind of got sucked in by he said, by the tone of my voice. He said, "You're very real." But anyways, none of that's a big deal. What I like to do, I feel so strongly about connecting with you guys that I'm just willing to, Krista just sent me a text. It's like, she said, send me something fresh. So I just wanted to say hi. And then I really want to nail this down. It's my intention to just nail this down and move more into the mainstream. I know a lot of people say, don't go mainstream, but see, I'm not really sitting here trying to argue with a bunch of raw fooders who know all the answers, or all these guys that want to go 7.6299% of this and 2.78.9 milligrams of niacin. I'm not trying to go like that. I'm just trying to help the average people, because that's what makes me feel the best. And that's what I feel like my mission is, because not all of us are going to be like Jesus Christ and walk on water. A lot of us want to achieve that level of health. And believe me, I'm Dan the Man. I've read all the books and I've been nothing but thinking about that for the last 10 years. So I'm going to be able to teach that kind of thing, because that's what I'm going for, There's a high level of health within the Dan. Everybody says you're so radiant, but yet there just feels like I'm so sensitive that I feel these other emotional and mental type blocks, So really what it is I'm probably on the path to enlightenment, and I say that pretty seriously, because I'm just going for it. It's like people say you're really hard on yourself, but what it is that I have a really high level, because I know how good God is to me. I know how benevolent and graceful this universe is. For me to come where I've come from, to go where I'm going, I know that it can make anything possible. So I have a high level of integrity, I hope. I'm always questioning myself, am I really being integrous? I'm just really looking at myself and making sure, because the universe sees you, or God sees you, or yourself sees you. You can't lie to yourself. You might be able to be unconscious about the little tricks that your conditioning is pulling, or the ego, if you want to have a more simple way of saying it. But the field is what you are, is how your life is going to be. If you succeed, it's going to be because of who you are, not what you do, not what you say, not what other people think of you, because the field is infinitely powerful, the field of consciousness. And your own consciousness sends out waves and signals into the universe, and it creates your world around you. It creates the success. So if you're like, a lot of people will say, at first I saw your videos and I watched them and I thought you were weird. And then there's always that one video that says, wow, you really actually are a nice guy, Because I'm a little bit different. Yeah, but so what? Because the more raw food you eat, the more that you decide to be real, and the more you decide to be yourself, the weirder you're going to get in the eyes of the people, because we're all supposed to be a bunch of sheep that are just going along with the program, like cattle being led to slaughter, consciously, with our consciousness. If we were all dumb and brain dead and hooked up to IVs, absorbing their products and services, that'd be perfect for them, right? But we don't want to do that. We want to live. So oxygen is free, sunlight that's coming down on me through this window is free, fresh air is free, love is free. Everything that's great and good is free. And it doesn't have to be, they can't control it. They haven't figured out a way to bottle up the oxygen yet. They're doing it with the water, but you know, I don't mean to go down that road either. Somehow I just end up being on these tangents, and I was going to just do a quick video on health, but it ended up being me talking about my heart. But you know what? I think a lot of people dig that. I just want to be real. The people on YouTube are literally the people that I feel the most responsible towards. Like, kind of like you're my students, but not like I'm better than you, but just, this is just my area of expertise. This is my area of just passion. Like, you wouldn't believe. Like, I think about it every day, all day. Green juice and fruits, and trying to clean out my body and energize my life so that whatever's in there that's keeping me from being totally available to this universe, totally a channel, a perfect channel, you know, like no doubt, no fear, no shame, no guilt. So I'm just saying, so what are the reverse of those? Faith. So I said no doubt, but so let's say I have faith, and you can say it too. Say I have faith, and then say say no guilt. So let's say we are accepted. You know, we are accepted by the universe. The universe accepts and loves us unconditionally. Okay, so I said doubt, shame, guilt. You are innocent. You are the innocent light of life itself. And the content on top is just content. It's programming. It's an illusion at the highest levels. Yes, I am strange, but, you know, how many times do these enlightened sages, saints, and masters need to say the same thing over and over again? It doesn't matter if they're in India. It doesn't matter if they're in China. It doesn't matter if they're in Tibet. It doesn't matter if they're an American mystic. Catholic mystics, all those Christian mystics, they all say the same thing. And so we are innocent, you know, and we need to try to do the best we can to see that. And there's a lot of conflict when someone says something like that, you know what I mean, with the sin consciousness and things like that. But it's more of tapping in deeper and deeper and getting to the essence of yourself and saying, you know, a lot of the Indian saints used to say, who am I? But then, interestingly enough, Dr. Hawkins was more like, well, it'd be better not to say who am I as opposed to what am I. So I focus myself, due to the nature of my love and appreciation for Dr. Hawkins' information changing my life, I say, what am I? And I keep asking myself. And when I do that, when I'm meditating or any other time during the day, I say to myself, what am I? And then that turns it inward. And when you go inward, all of a sudden you stop looking for answers outside of yourself, which you will never find. You won't find happiness outside yourself, because the joy is already your eternal and infinite essence. The joy of, like, if you knew, if a tree could talk to you, it would say, oh, I'm just standing here and I'm totally blissing out. The tree is totally blissing out. The deer is totally in a Buddha nature. The humans, due to the nature of intellect, the frontal lobe, it's kind of our greatest gift, and it's also could turn out to be our worst enemy. Nobody knows yet. And that's why dudes like me do this kind of work and ask to be a channel for the Most High, because then there's a possibility of certain types of information being shared. Just my small little bit. This was going to be a video about eat your fruits and vegetables, but it turned out to be something totally different. I hope you can dig it. The Krista, the boss, my agent, coolest person in the world I know, asked me, said, give me something fresh. So I just turned on this camera and went for it, because I deeply feel in my heart that I care for you and I want to keep these videos coming. And I just want to give you permission to be weird, to feel your deepest heart, to just love. Like, I love this YouTube project. And everywhere I go, people are like, dude, yeah, right on. And I'm like, dude, yeah, right on, you know, because this is just my little gig and I want to do the best that I can to serve. And so I'm just here to serve you. And like I said, this was very random. I'm going to continue to just clean my body out. It's just a body, and yet it's a great tool. When the body's clean, it seems to be easier to tap into those more subtle energies. When the mind is clear and the blood is pure, which is what we're going for, baby. You and I on this channel right now, when it comes to our health and becoming a better person, you know, this channel really is about health of the body. But the health of the body is not going to come with lots of unconscious hate and anger in the heart, because that's going to affect the function of cells. Each cell is a memory, and it continues on. The memories that are in the nucleus are passed on into the next replicated cell. So that's why we have to use, that's why our frontal lobe is our best friend and simultaneously our worst enemy. We want to consciously create by recontextualizing our challenges. Like if we have had hate all of our life for something that happened to us as a childhood, we've got to realize that by continually hating those other people, we're passing on that cellular memory through our cells. So that's why we replace hate with love. And when we replace hate with love consciously, and we stay the course, and we do the work that it's going to take, and be patient with ourselves as we continually cultivate exchanging something like for hate and anger for love. And then so love begins to be passed on through those cells. And then the hate diminishes. Can you understand what I'm saying? So we're consciously creating optimization of the cells through diet, through emotions, by recontextualizing things and bringing it back to love. And then through the mind. We don't take the mind that seriously. It's a weeble wobble. It's going all over the place. And yet we try to use the frontal lobe to maximize our understanding of what we can do to create a better moment. In this moment, what can we do? So moment to moment, we are perfect. That's the highest levels of enlightenment. But a lot of us, though, are still in the phase of wanting to make tomorrow better than it was today. And that's the nature of who I am, Dan McDonald, I'm still in that phase myself. Once we realize we're perfect just the way we are, a lot of these things that we talk about here on this channel will become superfluous. But for now, we're all just trying to get to that phase of the unconditional acceptance of the moment. But for now, let's continue on to cultivate habits today, make choices today that will potentiate a better 1/10,000th of a second later. So if you choose love right now, you have a 100 infinitely, if you choose love right now, you have an infinitely you're infinitely more likely to choose that again. If you don't choose love now, you're infinitely more likely not to choose that again. So choose love, choose health, choose life. Thanks for this video. I wanted to catch up. I'm in LA. I'm going to meet Lou right now. We're going to make some more videos. He's got this PowerPoint presentation. I can't wait to bring it to you. It's fantastic. It'll show you why we're experiencing certain conditions. It's going to be incredible. Lou Corona is a great guy. I love hanging out with him. And I love bringing you guys videos and information to change your life. I hope this video touched you a little bit. And you just have a little bit more faith, a little bit more love, a little bit more belief in fruits, vegetables, and love. Can you dig it? Thank you so much. God bless us all. Peace be with you.